You step off a bus at Fort Moore, Georgia at 2 in the morning. A drill sergeant is already screaming before your feet hit the pavement. You don't know where to stand. You don't know where to look. You don't know anything. 20 minutes ago, you were eating a candy bar in the back seat, trying to enjoy the last quiet moment you'd have for the next 10 weeks. That moment is over. A man with a round brown hat and a voice like a circular saw is 3 inches from your face, asking you why you're smiling. You're not smiling. Your face is doing something involuntary because your nervous system doesn't know how to process what's happening. He doesn't care. Drop and push. You do push-ups on asphalt in the dark, while strangers do the same thing next to you. They take everything. Your phone, your wallet, your watch, your civilian clothes, every single item that connects you to the person you were 6 hours ago. They shave your head. They hand you a uniform that doesn't fit right, and boots that won't feel broken in for weeks. They assign you a bunk in an open bay with 50 other people who are just as confused and just as scared as you are. Nobody sleeps. Basic combat training is 10 weeks of being rebuilt from the ground up. You wake up at 4:30. You run. You do push-ups and sit-ups and flutter kicks until your muscles burn, and then you do more. You learn to march in formation, dozens of bodies moving as one. You learn to shoot an M4 carbine. The first time you fire a live round, your hands shake. By week 6, you're putting tight groups on a target at 300 meters, and it feels like nothing. You learn land navigation with a compass and a map in woods so thick you can't see 10 feet in front of you. You learn first aid. You learn how to apply a tourniquet to a limb that's lost too much blood. The drill sergeants are not your friends. They are not your mentors. Not yet. Right now, they are the wall you run into every time you think you've figured something out. They smoke you for infractions you didn't know existed. A wrinkle in your bedsheet, a speck of dust in your wall locker, a canteen that isn't full. You do push-ups until your arms give out, and then you hold a plank until someone else's arms give out. Everything is collective punishment. One person fails, everyone pays. You learn to hate the guy who can't get his bunk right. Then you learn to help him get his bunk right, because hating him costs more than helping him. That's the lesson. They never explain it. You figure it out, or you wash out. Some people quit. They go to the drill sergeant's office and say they're done. They sit in a holding area for weeks waiting for paperwork to process. You think about quitting on day 4. You think about it again on day 12. You don't. Not because you're brave, because quitting feels worse than staying. On graduation day, they call you a soldier for the first time. Your family is in the bleachers. Your mother is crying. You stand at attention in a formation of people who hated each other 10 weeks ago and now would do anything for each other. You're a private in the United States Army. You make $24,000 a year. You own nothing. You know nothing. But you survived. That counts for something. Level 2, the specialist. You've been in for about 2 years. You made it through advanced individual training where you learned your actual job, your MOS, your military occupational specialty. Maybe you're an infantryman. Maybe you're a mechanic or a medic or a signal operator or a truck driver. Whatever it is, you're doing it now at your first duty station, and the Army is nothing like basic training. It's both better and worse. Better because nobody is screaming at you every second of the day. Worse because the boredom is something nobody warned you about. You are a specialist. E4. You have a rank insignia shaped like a shield on your chest and absolutely no authority over anyone. You are the most common rank in the Army. You are the backbone of the workforce and the punchline of every joke. Specialists are known for 2 things: doing the actual work and finding creative ways to avoid doing the actual work. You have perfected the art of looking busy. You know which supply closet to disappear into during Motor Pool Monday. You know how to stretch a 30-minute task into an entire afternoon. You have a 6th sense for when the first sergeant is looking for bodies to pull for a detail. Every specialist who has ever lived knows exactly what that means. But you also do the work. You pull guard duty at 3 in the morning on a Tuesday. You spend entire days doing inventory on equipment that nobody will ever use. You clean weapons that are already clean because someone above you needs to check a box on a training schedule. You sit through briefs that have nothing to do with your job and PowerPoint presentations that could have been emails. You stand in formations in the rain, waiting for information that could have been sent in a text message. You hurry up and wait. That phrase means nothing to civilians. It is the defining experience of your entire military career. You live in the barracks. A small room, maybe with a roommate, maybe without. Cinder block walls, tile floors, a bed, a desk, a wall locker. The barracks are inspected regularly by NCOs who will find something wrong no matter how clean it is. You eat at the DFAC, the dining facility. The food is free and tastes like it. On weekends, you drink too much at bars near post where everyone is military and everyone has the same stories. Some of your friends are getting married already. Privates and specialists getting married at 19, 20 years old to someone they met 2 months ago, because married soldiers get to move out of the barracks and collect a housing allowance. You You sit in a room in your dress uniform while a panel of senior NCOs asks you questions about Army regulations, military history, and your job. You memorize the answers from a study guide. You recite them like a machine. You pass. You pin on your sergeant stripes, the 3 chevrons, and overnight, you are responsible for other human beings. Not in a vague, inspirational way, in a concrete, legal, career-ending way. You are an NCO now, a non-commissioned officer, the backbone of the United States Army. You lead a team of 4 soldiers. They are your responsibility 24 hours a day, not just during work hours. If one of them gets a DUI at 2 in the morning on a Saturday, your phone rings. If one of them fails a PT test, that goes on your record. If one of them doesn't show up for formation, you are the first person the platoon sergeant asks, "Where is your soldier? Why don't you know where your soldier is?" You are expected to know everything about these people, their financial situation, their family problems, their mental health, whether they're eating right, whether they're drinking too much. You are 23 years old and you are a counselor, a mentor, a disciplinarian, and a babysitter all at once, and nobody trained you for any of it. You spend more time doing paperwork than you ever imagined. Counseling statements, evaluation reports, training schedules, risk assessments for everything. You want to take your soldiers to the range? Risk assessment. You want to do a road march? Risk assessment. The Army runs on paperwork the way an engine runs on oil. Without it, nothing moves. You realize that the job of a sergeant is not really about combat or tactics. It's about managing people who don't want to be managed, and maintaining equipment that doesn't want to be maintained, and attending meetings about meetings that should have been emails. You love it and you hate it in equal measure. Level 4, the Staff Sergeant. You're an E6 now, with somewhere around 7 to 10 years of service. You've been deployed at least once, maybe twice. Afghanistan, or Iraq, or Kuwait, or some rotation in Europe or Korea, where you spent 9 months away from everything you know, living in conditions that range from uncomfortable to miserable. You've seen things that changed you. Maybe you saw combat, maybe you didn't, but you were close enough to hear it and smell it, and feel the concussion of an explosion that rattled your teeth. Maybe you lost someone. You don't talk about it much, not because you're tough, because you don't know how. You lead a squad now, 8 to 12 soldiers depending on the unit. You're the one who translates the platoon sergeant's guidance into actual tasks that actual humans can execute. You run ranges, you plan training, you counsel your team leaders, who are now sergeants themselves, the same rank you were 2 years ago, and you watch them make the same mistakes you made, and you try to be patient. You enforce standards, haircuts, uniforms, PT scores, barracks rooms, weapons maintenance. Some of your soldiers think you're a hard ass. Some of them think you're fair. A few of them resent you, because they don't understand that the standards aren't yours. They come from above you, and above that person, and above that person, all the way up to people who will never know your name. Your body is starting to feel it. Your knees ache from rucking. Your back hurts from years of carrying 60 to 80 pounds of gear over uneven terrain. Your hearing isn't what it was. You've been around too many weapons firing, and the ringing is just there now. A constant hum that you've stopped noticing except at night when everything else is quiet. You're in your late 20s or early 30s, and you move like someone a decade older. The VA will eventually give you a disability rating for some of this. For now, you just take ibuprofen and drive on. Level 5, the Sergeant First Class. E7. This is where the Army starts to feel different. You're a platoon sergeant now. You are the senior enlisted soldier in a platoon of 30 to 40 troops. You work alongside a platoon leader who is a lieutenant, a commissioned officer, someone who went to college and commissioned through ROTC or West Point or OCS. The lieutenant has a degree and a bar on their collar, and the legal authority to command. You have 15 years of experience and the actual knowledge to make everything work. The relationship between a platoon sergeant and a platoon leader is one of the most important dynamics in the entire military. A good lieutenant listens to their platoon sergeant. A bad one doesn't. You've had both. The good ones become great officers. The bad ones get people hurt. You are the translator between the officer world and the enlisted world. Officers plan. You execute. Officers attend meetings and brief commanders and write operations orders. You take those orders and turn them into reality on the ground with real people and real equipment and real constraints that the operations order didn't account for, because operations orders never account for everything. You manage the daily life of the platoon. You track training, maintenance, medical readiness, personnel issues, family readiness. You sign off on leave packets and counsel soldiers, and sit on promotion boards and review NCOERs, and attend more meetings than you ever thought possible. You've been passed over for promotion once, maybe twice. The boards are competitive at this level. Not everyone makes E7. Some soldiers hit a ceiling at E6 and retire after 20 years without ever wearing the rank they wanted. You made it, but you watched friends who didn't. Good soldiers, competent leaders, people who deserved it but fell on the wrong side of a board. The Army's promotion system is not perfect. It rewards certain things and ignores others. You've learned to play the game. Talent matters. Politics matters too.